Commute back home. Parking on the 5th floor of our garage, our parking garage, and at the end of a long day. In our previous office, we had only 2 levels. Actually, we had 3 levels: the ground floor, and the 2nd floor, and then the roof. This one's got 10 levels, and I suspect it's got more parking spots, but not sure. There we go. Brand new Marriott in front. This whole area here is new, pretty much, still under development. And our building even, well, our office is all done, but we're yet to get retail tenants to come in and occupy the ground floor. So that's going to happen later on this year, I think. First one is going to be some kind of a food place, island something, I forget what the name is, and so that'll be an additional place to eat. There's the Marriott across the way that you can go to, and further down this road and to the left on Old Holsworth, there's a little mall-like strip mall type area. Strip mall type area where you can. There's lots of eating establishments there. I did a video on that. Places to eat near the office, and so I haven't eaten at any one of those establishments yet. It's a nice afternoon, 71 degrees, so it's a little bit cooler than yesterday. Yesterday, similar time, was about 73 degrees, and this is quite pleasant. And hopefully a nice, uneventful, pleasant ride home. Again, I'm testing this microphone, hence the vlog, and let's see how it goes. Yesterday, I had an email that said I had so many American Express points, and I've got air miles as well because I travel a lot. So I've got those American Express from the company card. I got those American Express points, and I said to myself, what should I do with these points? They're just accumulating, and next thing you know, I'd probably lose them if I don't use them. So I started looking in their catalog. There's not a heck of a lot of interesting stuff there for me. But one of the things that they did offer is GoPros and accessories and all that for GoPros. Well, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but maybe I mentioned it in another video this past weekend, that I have never bought a GoPro simply because they're too expensive. I have bought GoPro knockoff. I have one GoPro knockoff. I have the camera that I'm recording on right now, which is the Sony FDR-X3000, which does have the optical image stabilization, and some people think it's better than the GoPro, although the frame rate at 4K is limited to 30 frames per second, whereas the GoPro can do 60 frames per second, and so on and so forth. Long story short, I bought a Hero 7 Black. It comes up to the equivalent of $440, which I was never ever going to pay in cash. But in points, I don't care. So I spent some of my points, and I'm getting that GoPro probably in another week. So I'll have the GoPro, I'll have the Prism, I'll have this Sony, and I'll have lots of cameras, I guess. I'm not sure what's going to happen to the Prism. The Prism's advantage is that it can record intercom conversations. So if I am riding with my wife or with other guys and we're connected via intercom on the headsets, then that can be recorded onto the video. But most of the time I'm riding by myself, so I don't need that feature. So given that that's the case, then the other feature that the Prism has that the rest of them don't have is active noise cancellation. And but from what I've heard so far during my recordings with this Sony, and even with the mono external microphone that I had, the audio wasn't so bad even at highway speeds. And I'm hoping, because I haven't heard what the recordings from this microphone sounds like, but I'm hoping that this one sounds even better. In which case I probably won't need the active noise cancellation. If I keep my chin vent closed as it is right now, I can snap the visor closed like that. So maybe it's just as good as the active noise cancellation on the Senna, so there's no advantage there. Whereas this camera and the GoPro, when it comes, will have far better video quality. So the advantage of the GoPro over this camera, the Sony, is that without any housing, the GoPro is waterproof up to, I forget how many feet. So whereas this camera here is water resistant without its housing. And now when I'm plugged in to either the GoPro or to this one, then it won't be waterproof anymore. So it can still get water ingress into the exposed area when you open the door. But so there's drawbacks that way. But I expect that I'll be able to put one of these cameras, either the Sony, on an important vlog. I can put one of the cameras on the one of the mirrors, and have backwards looking footage, and because it's stabilized, any vibration that's coming off of those mirror stalks would be cancelled out. So that's another option. I'm probably going to stop using, I haven't used that GoPro knockoff, that Chinese knockoff, in a long time. I haven't used that in a couple of years, actually. It is very good camera. It does take actually better video than the Prism, but it does not have an external microphone. So, it's limited that way. So, I don't know if you saw or if you realized, but the route that I took going to work this morning is different from this route. And this route here, so I take a different route going home. And this one's a little bit more, other than this road here, this is Spring Stubner. Other than this road here, once we start going down, we make this left and we start going down some of the other streets until we get to Spring Cypress again. It's going to be a fairly quiet ride. But the beauty about this new location where we're at is I do ride slower because I'm not riding on any freeway to go to work or to come back home. And typically in the old location I'd be riding on the Beltway 8 to go to work and to come home. And in the morning the Beltway 8 moves along at a pretty good clip. Everybody is driving maybe 75 miles an hour, and whereas on this route going to work and not so much coming back home, going to work, you can go a little faster, I guess. The speeds are no more than 50 miles an hour or so, or 60, depending on what vehicle you're using. And so it's a slower pace, but more importantly, there are no tolls. In the old location, I'd pay a toll every day. And with this new location, I can go to work on a toll road, but it saves me no time. And it costs me more in tolls. Whereas if I ride in these streets here, it's actually the same time or a little bit quicker, and there's no tolls, and I'm going slower. And one could argue that it's safer, because the cars are all driving slower. So go figure. Also, if you're without your rain gear and you get caught in the rain, there are a lot more areas to stop on here on this route than riding on the freeway. So there's advantages to this new location. And temperature 73 here now. I can feel it. I don't have my zippers open on my jacket. I can probably drop my windshield down like that. That's the beauty about this bike. It's got two positions for the windshield, and the lower position flows a lot more air, but it'll make more noise in my helmet now, I think. But that in itself is a good test, isn't it? Let's see how it sounds with the windshield down. In the summer, I put the top, this blade at the top here, I put that horizontal, and that shortens the windshield even further and directs the air more directly backwards. So really, really convenient in the summer. As far as looks, this MRA-X screen is I forget the name of the thing. MRA MXS X screen or something like that is the name of this windshield, but it's the most versatile windshield I've come across. It's not gonna, there is no total silence behind it. Of course, there is still some turbulence, but it's a hell of a lot better than the stock windshield. And to me, it's an excellent compromise. I've had it now for over a year now, a year and a half probably, and went all the way up to Arkansas on a long ride and had this windscreen, and it's just perfect. It's a perfect compromise. Right now my spectacles are fogging up a little bit. As I breathe, they fog up and then they clear. Of course, that would be cured if I were to open this chin vent, but let's keep that closed. Actually, I can open it up to see what the difference is in the recording, but this guy's going so slow that it's not much of a test. Well, I just opened the chin vent. I'm gonna get away after I turn left here. Oh God. Yeah. Look, he drives so slowly and then he goes through the red light. What an idiot. Windscreen in the lower position and the chin vent is open. So chin vent and any other vents that I have are open. So this is the helmet in its noisiest configuration, with the windscreen almost in its noisiest configuration. Can't really test it until we get onto that road ahead. which is a bit faster.
I don't know how it sounds right now. I'm going 65 right now, so if you can hear me, that's not too bad then. Hey, of course I cruise it, like I said, I cruise at 75 on the highway, and there's no way that I'm going to ride 75 on this road going home. That'd be exceeding the speed limit quite a lot, so it's not it's illegal. Right now my visor is completely open, of course, and so probably a ton of noise. Oh well, I think that's good enough for a test. All I know is that I'm so happy that the microphone is in front of my mouth now and is not fouling, you know, it's not touching the corner of my lips all the time. That was such a pain in the ass. This is much more comfortable. Microphone is out of the way, and anyway, I'm going to be turning left here into on Old Luetta, and won't be too far from my house now, so I'll be just riding through the streets of the adjacent subdivision. So I think this is as good a time as any to stop this video. So until I see you again, take care, stay safe, keep the shiny side up.